What's up, y'all? This is another episode of the BKE Podcast. We don't have one of our co-hosts today, which is Play, but we got the rest of the family here. I'm CJ. We got Benji here. We got my man Juggy here, man.
What's good?
What's up, everyone?
We definitely want to thank everybody for definitely tuning in for tonight. We got a lot of things to cover today, so we're gonna get this thing on the popping, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of things that we gotta discuss. And as bad as anybody else don't want to talk about it, I want to talk about it. What about you, Benji?
Definitely want to get into these topics. There's some real good topics today.
Yeah, man. We're gonna get started with some low topics right now. Starting off with the Georgia official orders hand recount. And I believe that recount pretty much, happened yesterday or today. But, there's been a lot of other states where Trump has filed a lawsuit with the Trump campaign also, backed off of. They backed off with the lawsuit or whatever. Like in Arizona, they backed off with the lawsuit in Arizona. But Georgia, the Georgia official has, pretty much, started a recount yesterday, I believe. And
yeah,
listen, I don't think, regardless if the recount happens, when the recount ends and if Trump wins Georgia, Biden still wins, but the funny thing is that with Trump, we all know that Trump is facing some legalities right now and stuff like that. But also the crazy part about it is that he asked himself, so am I able to pardon myself, with me still being president for the crimes that are actually against me? And I'm like, I don't think that's how it works, right?
Not at all. You cannot pardon yourself.
Yeah. He's pretty much saying, oh, how can I abuse my power this time? So I mean, it's whatever, It's whatever. I mean, like, what I'm saying? It happens. Moving on with also talking about this election and stuff. Student debt plan is the top priority for Biden. I think, we can all speak for each other where.
But I had some of the recount in Georgia too. But he actually demanded the officials to stop the recount and accused Brian Kemp, the Republican governor there, who's actually was supporting 45 and colluding with the Democrat Stacey Abrams about trying to officially match the signatures to the ballots, which in my eyes is just another one of those far-fetched things. So,
right, yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. So, with the student debt plan being right now, I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree where, a lot of people are really going through it when it involves student debt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, me, I'm still my student debt. You know what I'm saying? I still owe, money from for college, and I'm pretty sure everybody else, a lot of people are. So, with this the student debt plan is exactly the student loan forgiveness program, like an actual student where, they can erase, the backdraft of everybody with student loans. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for people, to not have that still lingering after 15 years of not being in school no more, So how do you guys feel about this?
You go ahead and take the mic first, brother.
Okay. Well, with the student loan forgiveness, I feel like a lot more people will take into consideration a higher education because they won't be forced to be stuck with like millions of dollars in debt, or hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. In order for you to get a degree in the field that you want to work in. So, personally, my wife, she's done a program with her bachelor's degree and is working for her where her student loans are are really low. You know what I'm saying? I mean, now they almost paid off. My student loans, when I did go to school, I didn't finish, unfortunately. They're paid off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like that's a good thing to have and a good thing to tackle because that'll also get, in my eyes, America out of that.
Right. I definitely feel that. You know, so again, you know, we'll see how this goes as the time pretty much passes, man. I'm willing to see how the student loan thing is going to plan out. But while we're talking about the politics and stuff, the Million Market March has happened in DC today. Like I was out pretty much all of earlier in the day, and man, let me tell you something. It's been nothing but a lot of like pickup trucks with the flags saying make America great again, and things like that.
Bro,
It's crazy,
that,
bro. It's crazy, bro.
it's funny you say that, bro, because
Telling you, bro.
it's funny you say that because it's definitely out here like that. It's like definitely out here like that. They got the magnets for the doors, all that out there, man. Got the window, got the little window tent on the back of the pickup trucks, and it's like,
it was crazy downtown.
Yes, these people do not like this right now. They do not like this, not one bit.
I work downtown, and Friday before I left work, I seen someone driving past my office, waving the flag out their car. I was like, Jesus Christ! And then I'm walking to the car, I see like 5 dudes. One got an army hoodie on, but all of them had their MAGA hats on. And I was like, I need to hurry up and get back to Southeast because I don't feel safe there. I was like, I don't like it.
What's crazy is there was a vast majority of them that didn't have masks on down at the.
Oh yeah, they definitely didn't have
the MAGA March. So it was like
they don't believe in the mask. They don't believe in that shit. They don't believe in this COVID. Yeah. They don't think they can get sick for real.
They don't believe in it,
Yeah, they don't believe they can get sick.
Yeah. Hey, look, Trump beat it. We can beat it too. It don't work like that, people.
It definitely don't.
Get her done.
Hey, listen. If you want to go ahead and take the test, you want to go ahead and risk your lives, go out here for the sake of that man. By all means, go ahead.
Yeah, that man don't care about them, bro.
Not one bit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, But it's like, man, the Million MAGA March. It doesn't ring a bell at all.
You know what they were trying to do.
It should ring a bell. It definitely should ring a bell of that ain't shit change.
Yeah.
That's definitely what a bell should ring for.
Crazy.
That ain't a damn thing changed. They just hiding and they're tired of hiding at this point.
Yeah. This whole pandemic stuff and stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? It's like now there's a lot of places that is about to shut down because of the crazy spikes in cases and things like that.
I even heard something about them saying that dealing with the COVID, even after suffering from the sickness of COVID, it leads to mental illness issues.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the side effects.
Yeah, some of the side effects is mental illness issues. So it's like, God damn. Like, what have you released to your people? Like, for real. Like, what have you put on these people for real? This shit is scary at this point.
Yeah, it's just like this. If you guys are going to be out, just be safe. We don't know like to wear masks.
Much of a habit, bro. Mine is just stuck on my neck at this point. It's just a habit. You see, I'm in the house. I'm in the house, but it's just so much of a habit that shit is stuck on my neck.
But we gotta wear them. If you don't wear them, then you put other people's lives at risk, even your own. And that's why it's going to change the
being responsible, man.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And this is why it's going to change how we do holidays this year. Thanksgiving is going to be weird.
Wicked weird, though. Wicked.
Yeah, so we already got like a little protocol for that where we're quarantining the 2 weeks before Christmas, so basically now. So if you coming over here to eat, you had already been quarantined and have your test results.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
I can respect that all day.
Yeah,
I can respect that all day.
Yeah, there's a lady in the area, in the DMV area, who actually does team parties, but there's a group of moms who got together and, said, hey, we're going to have a party for kids because kids are still kids. They don't really understand how this pandemic is working.
Right.
Like what they do is they plan an event, and an event of 25 people, which is by protocol of
the limit, basically the limit you can do.
Yeah, most of the area here in the DMV, but like they were like, if you guys do come, if you guys do RSVP, you have to have your child and your self-test results. And I like it,
Makes sense though,
bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's essential, bro. Just go get
keyword you said essential.
Essential, it's very essential, man.
Keyword, bro. Like damn.
Wear your mask, people. Wear your mask.
Hey, wash your hands. 6 feet.
Yo,
like CJ tell you, I work as a cashier at the fucking beer store, bro. So at all times he'll tell you, like, I don't even talk to them on the phone because I can't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I don't even want to be touching my phone after I done touch the money or touch something that somebody done put on the counter. So that
you'd be surprised where money come from. So I feel you.
Yeah,
bro. Then you gotta count that shit at the end of the day, bro. So it's like, man, it's a lot of shit you gotta worry about especially when you sitting right there dealing with money like that too. Shit, I hate touching that shit.
Yeah, like today, you know what I'm saying? I go outside, I got my gloves, I got my mask, and my neighbor said, You wearing a mask and gloves? I said, yeah, you supposed to.
Your neighbor.
See, like the glove thing, I'm not too worried about the glove thing because long as I keep hand sanitizer and I wash my hands at all times, I'll be good.
I ran out, so my best bet was just wear the glove.
You better go get you some essential oils, bro, and make you some of that shit yourself. You tripping. When wipes ran out, when motherfuckers was going crazy buying all the Lysol wipes and shit, essential oils, and that shit tell you how to make your own homemade wipes with a little bit of bleach out. Best thing ever, dog.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about a very sad passing. Honestly, it really did hit me when I heard the news because even though that I heard that it was coming because he had I think he had like stomach cancer or something like that, but
so he been fighting stomach cancer for years.
Yeah,
years.
Alex Trebek, he passed away last week. I think it was pancreatic cancer, and it kind of hit me hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy who's been around TVs for the longest.
Put it like this: that man been on TV before, and all three of us was born. Like real talk, we grew up with that man on TV, though. When we recognized TV, that man was on TV.
I've caught a brand new episode of Jeopardy. Let me be real, except for the ones that came out, recently. But before that, I don't even think I even caught like a live episode of Jeopardy. But it was a very big thing when hearing him pass away because he was, besides him being the host on Jeopardy, he was a very smart. He was a very smart individual. To see that he passed, it was tough for a lot of people. So definitely condolences out to the Trebek family. Things like that. Moving on with the next topic of the night is Saturday Night Live. I haven't really watched a full episode of Saturday Night Live until last week.
Let's just say this.
Yeah.
You gonna feel better than me because I haven't watched that since I was probably like 12, 13 with my uncle.
So like when they were doing the promos and stuff, I was like, damn, Dave Chappelle back on Saturday Night Live. Okay, and they got the Foo Fighters, one of my favorite bands. All right, cool. So I tuned in, and then when I tuned in, I was like, holy shit, this guy didn't hold back at all.
At all.
Didn't hold back at all. And then
when have he ever?
what killed me is being that it is on NBC. You know, he was like, you know, come on, get these nigga lessons. I was like, whoa.
Yo, that shit
really
was
say
crazy.
that on national television? They didn't believe it out. That mean that mean that they didn't expect that at all. But
I mean, you know, it's a live show anyway, so
Right.
yeah, you know, Dave Chappelle and the Foo Fighters, you know, they come together to the whole Saturday Night Live last weekend, and that hit. They pretty much reached their highest numbers in a long time. Pretty much when the last time Dave Chappelle made his first appearance on Saturday Night Live. You know, that was a big thing. So kudos to SNL and the crew. Hopefully that you guys, you know, get you guys numbers up consistently, just like last week. And just a few pictures and snap photos of, you know, from the last week. This was actually pretty hilarious, man. Dave couldn't keep a character, and Pete couldn't keep
This
a
is
character.
funny, bro.
You know, they got out of character, you know. Then we had Maya Rudolph as Aunt Jemima. Maya Rudolph actually played two people in one episode. She was Maya Rudolph. I mean, she was Aunt Jemima and she was Kamala Harris, which was both of the skits was very hilarious, man. And I was like, dang,
She do look like Pamela Harris, though.
yeah, right. We had Kanan over here playing Uncle Ben. It was very hilarious, man. So if you guys haven't seen SNL last weekend, you can actually catch it on Hulu. It is on Hulu, available on Hulu. If you guys have Hulu, you know. So, but yeah, that SNL episode was hilarious. I loved it. Dave Chappelle just pretty much by far, in my opinion, is the best comedian out here right now. And it sucks because you want to give guys like Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying, then you want to give them the spotlight. But, you know, Dave Chappelle is just like raw comedy. He always been that. You know, he never settled to be, you know, the typical comedian that, you know, the people, you know, want the comedian to be, you know. And I gotta give kudos to Chappelle, man. He has a way of so yeah, you know, it was something, man. Did you catch last week's episode, Benji?
what for Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
I watched part of it, watched the monologue, which was great. I watched that first kid that you showed me, Down to Mama, Uncle Ben, and Count Chocula. And then a couple other skits that was there that were really funny. I did record it because my wife and I were going to sit down and watch it because, you know, we fell asleep because we were tired that day. we had a really long day and it was really rough. And the kids was like nerve-wracking. I ain't never had my kids get on my nerves that much. So,
man, you know it's crazy, man. Listen, kudos to y'all, man. Kudos to y'all.
Yeah, all right. You'll be there eventually.
You will. A little PJ running around. But you be chill though.
What?
Since you so calm, your child might be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is calm and shit. But no, he ain't always been this calm, I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure he ain't always been this calm.
It had to be a life change somewhere. I feel you.
Yeah. He had to slow down somewhere and do something.
And that's TJ. No bull. TJ looked like he didn't kill a couple people and was like, you know what? Let me change my life.
I'm just gonna be humble.
In my past,
right. I'm humble from here on out.
I ain't get caught. I'm be all right.
Go ahead,
man,
bro.
this is crazy, man. It's crazy, but we're gonna move on to this next topic, and this is something that I just came up in my head. I think that we really need to talk about this because I had a very enticing conversation with a buddy of mine the other day, and he was pretty much saying how, you know, this generation is just so different from any other generation. I was like,
this conversation might be forever.
But no, but this, we're gonna be on this topic for a minute if that's the case. But but when you say that, but what generation is the same?
Exactly.
What generation is the same? I think it's called generations for a reason because we learn from other generations.
There have been instances where they repeat itself, but
that's the only thing. That's the only thing we need to stop. Letting the history repeat itself or repeating history ourselves.
Not a shadow of a doubt. You know, and listen.
So all that right there, this conversation can definitely it's definitely going to touch a lot of nerves, and it's definitely going to heat up a lot of chairs. And I ain't talking about farting. This is going to make some people hot. This.
Yeah, everybody, look. This topic right here, I suggest everybody, you know what I'm saying, you know, straighten yourself up and, you know, get prepared for this. Because, listen, this is how I feel about this generation. You know, a lot of people will say, a lot of older generations right now will say, hey, you know, this generation, you know, kind of give up on it. And I don't think necessarily you got to give up on this generation. This generation is still booming. Like, yeah, there's a lot of things happening, but this generation is the way it is because of the evolution of our society. You know, they have technology. You know, technology took this generation by storm.
Yeah, I feel like
we didn't wake up and the first thing we wanted to do was be on our iPads. You know, it was either Saturday morning cartoons, go outside with our friends, or you know, play video games in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Don't
forget the bikes either, bro. Don't forget the bike.
Yeah, you know,
don't forget the bikes.
You know, in this generation, you know, you got kids, you know, they wake up, first things, they on their phone, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. They gotta have their iPad, electronics played a major role in, you know, in this generation society. You know, so, you know, things are different.
I do feel like this generation is a lot smarter and technologically advanced, of course, than a lot of the generations before them, especially our generation, whereas, like you said, a lot of times what we wanted to do, hey, I want to go hang out with my friends. I want to play this. I want to play Sega. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the best technology.
You know what I'm saying? Nintendo and shit like that.
Right. And it's like you know, just go ride the bikes through the creek and all that stuff like that. And even the people that was living in the city at the time, we're gonna go out. We're gonna play in this alley. You know what I'm saying? This back.
We're gonna ride down Malcolm X Park somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like, like you said, these kids wake up. Like my son, my 9-year-old. The first thing he does is hop on his Switch. He's want to watch YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The little boy can dance like shit. Like I'm like, you want to go to dance? No. Why not? Like you know all these things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you look at him like you can dance your ass off, do something.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I got no rhythm. I got 2 left feet plus a third one, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? And he like doing the Jones. He wants justice. I ain't gonna fake. That's like my favorite joke because I can do it a little bit, but it's like, you know, they're like this with everything. They learn so quickly. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that I can say about this generation is they're a little bit hard-headed, you know, and honestly, I wouldn't even blame it on the generation itself. You know, sometimes you just got to blame, you know, some of the parenting, you know.
They're hard-headed because they're spoiled.
Yeah, you know.
There you go, right there. There you go, right there.
Yeah.
The parenting and the spoiledness of it.
And so, like, the crazy part is that, you know, I'm like, I go to my homie house last week, and, you know, his baby mother, she was like, you know, why don't you go sit down somewhere? And she goes, the little girl goes, you know, why you always say that? Why you always say that? You need to.
That's what happened to me.
If we was coming up and we said that joke, we'd have slid across the floor and hit a head on the wall somewhere.
Yeah. She's like, why you always say that? You need to get your life together. What? What?
Bruh.
What you say?
Huh? Hold on. You said what? She said what?
Say what?
Pinky Stoner.
So,
Child got hit in the mouth. Say what? Nah, man. Listen,
I'm about to say, this generation is hard-headed and soft. Hard head makes a soft ass.
Mm-hmm.
That is so true. Yeah. That is so true, bro.
Tell you,
police on you, bro. Like, nigga, I ain't had
that. Now you got a reason to.
Yeah. Like, I ain't
got a reason to.
We're gonna sit there and take this beating, bro.
That's it. That's all. Because we would have got the ass whooping and they would have called them for us.
Yeah.
They would have called them for us. We'd have got the ass.
We would have sat there and watched them beat us because you've been a bad child. So
right. And then they're gonna sit there and talk to you after you get your ass beat.
Mm-hmm. Saying you need to listen.
Right. And then send you back in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But this generation, parents going to jail now for disciplining these kids, man, and that shit that they need. I'm sorry, I hate to say it.
I ain't gonna say unless it was PG police. PG police would have beat us too.
Well, yeah, they would. Yeah.
Being a land,
any police would beat us if they could catch us.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on with this topic. You know, it's just something that we talked about earlier this week. And that's men living with their mother. Big deal or no? You know what I mean? This is the one thing that I said.
It depends. Yeah, it's a big old depends.
Listen, go ahead, TJ.
No. It's a difference.
Because I got something to say after you.
There's a big difference.
I'm after you.
There's a big difference between living with your mom and living at your mom's.
Yeah.
It's a completely different situation, right? And you know, there are some guys who live at their moms, and there are some guys who live with their moms. You know, there are guys who live with their moms. They actually pay rent. They pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? It's not a living situation. It's more like, hey, you know, you're a tenant inside of somebody else's house. You know, even though you're a child or whatever, you know, things like that. Living at your mom's, you eat, sleep, you shit, and that's all you do. You don't work, you know what I'm saying? You let your mom do whatever. You know, those guys, you know, I think those guys are the men that women are talking about. You know, so ladies, if you're talking about men, you know, staying home with their moms, just know that, you know, that those are the guys that you're talking about. You know?
So I'm on the fence with it a little bit because you kind of explained what I was about to get into, whereas living with your mom, living at your mom's, whereas if you living at mom's, mom is usually taking you in, you know what I'm saying? And you're allowed to stay there because you've had some trouble through life. Now, if you're living with your moms, usually, like you said, you're paying the bills here and there. Like sometimes moms want to live with you, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of dudes that actually take care of their mothers, and there's a lot of mothers who had some type of issue where they have to live with one of their children,
right.
Especially the men. The other, you know, like I said, the other way where it's like I've gone through some hardship. You know, I lost my apartment. You know what I'm saying? I'm being irresponsible. Mom usually is more lenient with their sons, and they'll bring you in. Hey, you stay here, stack this bread. But a lot of them take advantage of that too. So it's like those are the ones I think. In your case, a lot of the women are talking about are the ones who take advantage of living with their mother, where it's like opposed to stacking paper and doing they out here partying every weekend. They, you know, my mom would say she live with me, don't worry about that, but you live in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, it's kind of one of those. So like I feel like it's a big deal, only if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as a man.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I had one person who was telling me a story, you know, and he was like, you know, my mom always ragging on me about, you know, things that I don't do, and I'm like, well, what do you do? like,
right.
What do you exactly do? He was like, I mean, you know, I'm not working because, you know, I can't find a job. I'm a felon or whatever, but you know,
that ain't an excuse though.
And you know, he was like, you know, but you know, she be telling me to wash and sometimes I just don't feel like it. I'm like, what do you mean you don't feel like it? You ain't doing shit else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do it. Just do it. You know, you're not
paying like Nike.
You're not
like
paying
Nike.
bills.
Just get up and do something.
Those are ones.
A little bit, you know, just help her out. You know, but
taking advantage of people. That's those ones.
You know, there was a question in Benji. You know, we talked about this in a group that we're in. Mm-hmm. Is that at what age, you know, is it not okay for a man to be staying with their mom?
I feel like
just in general, anybody. What's the age where people are, you know, where actual adults are not supposed to live with their parents? And you know, that question is very vague in a way, you know, because I mean,
it all depends on your situation. Because that's why
it really all depends. Like I live in DC.
That's all it boils down to.
I live in DC and fucking housing is fucking expensive. You know,
Yep.
and I hate to say this. You know, I'm not trying to rustle any feathers, but you know, and everybody's like, oh, won't you get on the Keller Williams program? I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, I'm not going to get a house anytime soon, quicker than you know any other person that's on there who's who's a woman that got kids. You know, that's just they're mothers. You know, so I expect them to get what they need first. They're not going to worry about a guy who doesn't have anything else. But
sometimes I slip through though. Huh? Sometimes the single men slip through. Because it's supposed to be like an equal opportunity, but I feel you on that.
You do.
Yeah, I got a couple of homies that slip through because they single fathers and they on that shit.
Fathers, you know what I'm saying? They're single fathers. They have kids,
right.
Where that actually, gets them put through. But I'm talking about just a regular guy who's a single guy, ain't got shit else.
It's gonna be I ain't gonna say the stereotype, but it's gonna be the stereotype of drama that he's gonna have to hear. He's gonna consistently hear the same stereotype of, "Oh, you ain't doing nothing. You lazy." Like, stop trying to mooch and leech or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Exactly,
and that might not be the situation. Like y'all said, not even 30 minutes, not even 10 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
all on the situations, man. Everybody's situation is fucking different.
It all depends on the situation.
Yeah, that's it. To get back to your question, my answer was basically, unless you're in school and you're still kind of young, 25 is where I feel like the cutoff date is. Where it's like, unless you're at that point, I'm gonna make my kids help me pay the bills. If they still living with me at that point, at 25. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because I was one of those people where, unfortunately, my life wasn't all that great growing up, and we bounced around from house to house until we was with my brother, who's actually my cousin. Like I said, it's a long story, and I've seen like at 18, you gotta go. I
feel you nada.
Yeah, so like with my kids, I refuse to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're trying to at least do something with their life, I'm going to help them out, and I'm gonna make sure they're okay.
But no, I like what she just said.
I feel that now.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I understand where she's going, but me as me growing up or getting older as a man and going through trials and tribulations and shit, just to get to that man stage where as though you got your own and all that shit, I think I thrive too hard to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So I love my mother dearly, rest her soul. But I wish the fudge cake I would be still sitting up in her house unless I ain't got no fucking choice.
Exactly.
I feel like
and again, that goes back to what we said. It's all
but like I said, if I have no choice, that's where the fuck I be at. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So I got a question.
Stacking my money so I can go ahead and go back out there to the streets.
So I have a question. If you were out there, right? You had your own spot, you lost it, right?
Right.
Would you rather go to a shelter or go back to your mama's house?
Go back to my mama.
Going back. The reason why I say I will go back to Mom Duke's is because there I can go ahead and build another foundation.
Here's the thing. I don't trust shelters.
So no, that's why I asked that, because when you said it,
self-foundation is that.
It's not like I'm going to go back to Mom's house unless it's it. So I just want to be sure. Like
now, if it came to that, like, yeah, I ain't about to sit there and have my shit going through or stolen by somebody because I'm in the fucking shelter and I can leave my shit at Mom Duke's house.
Exactly. I mean,
and go through and just. I'd rather hear my mother's mouth of what you doing today. Have you done anything? I'd rather hear that motivation than sit there and be around different types of guys where you're not going with.
Mama might steal something too. She might steal your toothpaste or something, but you know what I'm
saying? I'm dead, man. You stupid shit.
You stupid. But hey, I respect that. I'd rather my mother use my toothpaste than a motherfucker 2 bumps down for my bag and take my shit.
I wish you would go to your mom and like, you touch my toothbrush? You touch my toothpaste?
Man, what you hopefully she don't pop off on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because my mom definitely would have. She'll play them games.
That's what's up. Maybe we're gonna move on to the next topic, which I was asked this I think like 2 weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to actually put it inside of the show. So, I just did this last minute, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do it. Let me see what happens, And the question was, do men like to be held by?
Hell yeah, bro. I love being a little.
What the fuck out, man? What are you talking about? Yeah.
She said that there's a
My
lot
wife
of
looking at
guys
me
who
now.
don't- Yeah, there's a lot of guys who don't like to be held by women. I'm like, look, do you
What the
see
fuck wrong
me?
with them?
Do you see
They got
me?
masculinity
I'm a big
issues.
teddy bear. I'm
That's
a
why.
big teddy bear.
No, hug me,
Yes.
please, hug me.
Hold me, rub the
Shit.
beard.
Show me that
Hands
affection.
in
Fuck
the
wrong
throat.
with you. I want that.
Everything.
I feel like it's a masculinity issue when you say no usually. And it's only because honestly, from my personal experience, I ain't used to like it back in the day. Because I feel like, bitch, what you holding me for? You know what I'm saying? No, don't hold me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then after a while, you like, bruh, like if I can't be comfortable with her, especially it's heterosexual at that point, unless she's sitting there trying to fuck me.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? It's a heterosexual thing. So it's like, damn it, I was looking at the wrong side.
No, men, not to
listen,
cut you off, but as men, we do need to be held sometimes. Fuck that.
Fact.
And look, sometimes
Like for real, like we go through too much shit, especially a black man. A black man definitely needs to be held nowadays. The fuck, a little hold would not hurt a man. I'm sorry. The fuck, I don't give a fuck if you too mad before you that want to sit between some arms and some titties right there. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm about to sit there and go to sleep. I might go to sleep. Fuck that. I'm about to go to sleep.
I'm a big teddy bear. You know what I'm saying? So yes, hold me, caress the beard,
hey,
rub your hands through the fro, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
it's a feeling secure by you.
I ain't a teddy bear. I ain't a teddy bear. Man, I want to be held. Fuck that.
I seen a lot of women be like, CJ, you're such a teddy bear. I'm like, he about to get the draws. I'm like, he about to you can come hold me, baby.
He already got it. He already in there. Damn, he already in there.
Hey, now when I used to be big, bro, they used to love it. Like,
hey, now it's terrible. Now to say, laugh out loud. Men do need to be held more than women.
She gets it.
Hey,
she gets it. And so I appreciate you, Nada. I appreciate you so much.
Man, we do need to be held, though. We go through too much, man. Life and tribulation is a bitch, man.
Yeah, man. Who don't like to be held? That was crazy.
Like he just told you. He just told you the ones that has a male that has a problem with being held by a female obviously has too much masculinity in him.
Yep. Like sometimes that shit can be toxic, man. That's where the women be getting that toxic masculinity shit from, and a lot of them usually wrong. But in this case, it's right because there's no way you can tell me that you feel gay when a woman holds you. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't feel right when they hold you. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you feel that way if another dude trying to hold your ass.
Right. If Nasty Nate trying to grab you, that's when you're supposed to feel like that.
If the dude named Denver, but he changed his name to Peach, trying to hold you, you need to get the fuck on.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
That topic right there is definitely like something that's gonna be talked about for a while.
So since
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Grow up without physical affection, and it takes about
that is true.
They trust to hold them, and vice versa. That is very true.
You on fire tonight, girl. You on fire tonight, girl.
She's on fire tonight. You know.
Like shit.
Listen,
there you go. You get the cup. You get the cup tonight. You get the cup tonight.
Listen. There are people out there who do grow up without physical affection, and it really does take that one woman to that they trust to hold them, and things like that. So she's definitely right on that part.
Yeah.
I know a few people who actually went through the same thing, and now they're happily married with their woman, man. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
It's a beautiful
like
thing.
when I see my guy friends, and when they say that they're like they got engaged or they got married, I'd be like, you know what? Good job, nigga.
Kudos, my nigga. Shout out to my man. DJ. He just stepped his game up and proposed to his woman.
Congratulations,
DJ. My man DJ finally. My man DJ.
He done crossed that threshold into the grown man stage.
He was like, man, crying, man. Ain't nothing wrong with crying, nigga. You got to spend the rest of your life.
I was proud of that nigga though. I was actually happy for the man, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Like, damn, that's what's up.
Like in one of my wedding pictures, it looked like I'm crying. I was just like holding back a little tear too, because you know, I lost my freedom. Look, she about to throw something at me.
I'm on clank. I got a ball and chain now. Damn.
But yeah, but now on a serious note, man, I almost dropped the tip because you know it's life changing and it changes your perspective on a lot of things when you get married. You know what I'm saying? When you actually be comfortable around a woman, someone you call your lover. You know what I'm saying? You're not just beating the cheeks and going about your business. It's somebody that you with, your life partner for the rest of your life,
right?
Your business partner. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with that being said, it's like growing up. A lot of people, like you said, grew up without that type of physical affection, without that love, and it's like I kind of grew up like that at one point. There was a lot of points in my life where, you know, I've been abused by my father, all that, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, actually being able to share myself with her is like crazy, and it's like, you know, I would have never thought I got to this point in life. So.
And it's a stress reliever, though. It's a big weight off your shoulder when you can share shit like that with somebody, Joe.
Hell yeah!
And they take it and actually church that you can share that information with them, Joe. That's shit that a man or woman needs in their life. Period, bro.
It's a great feeling when you finally meet your soulmate.
Hell yeah!
Everything that you've been through in your life, it's like ain't shit there anymore. I mean, it's still there, but it's just like ain't shit there anymore. You know, she took that weight off your shoulders, and you know now she's there to handle it with you. You know, so definitely, man. I definitely feel that. You know, it's crazy. So since we talking about the marriage situation, Benji, you're married. You know,
she left out the room. Be crazy.
I was about to say, hey man, go ahead. You got me ducking over here for you. Like, go ahead, man. Like, hey, wifey, don't hit him. He was just playing. Don't hit him.
She know I was
playing. I ain't gonna get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, listen. So,
I got it.
You know, Benji, you being married, what was it like for after the 24 hours? Like, what went through your mind when you woke up after the 24 hours you saying I do?
I can plead the fifth because she's right here. But nah, on a serious note, it was surreal. It was because it was like I said before, I never thought I'd be at that point in my life where I wanted to give myself to another person like this. And it was like waking up the next morning, she was still there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't kick her out. I can't say, you got to go. Hey, you know, I got to go to work. You got to get dressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's none of that.
Hey, no Netflix and chill, nigga. No Netflix and chill.
So basically, like you said, it's Netflix and chill forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't understand. No, Siri, be quiet.
Hey, Siri.
The funny thing is, my phone just did the same shit though. Not even 2 minutes ago, my phone just did the same shit.
Yo, Siri be listening to everything. She wow.
That was the ass phones, man.
Right, but it's surreal. It's just like I said, giving myself to another person in the capacity where it's not just half, not just a little bit. It's 100% of me and 100% effort that we got to put forward. It was just like damn, you know what I'm saying? And it's like even at this point now, it's like it's pretty much like, you know, it's gonna sound cliche, like what Nipsey said, the marathon never stops. And like we got 2 young kings and a queen, and you know what I'm saying, it's like now it's, you know, it was already at the point where I was working for my children, she was working for her son. Now we're all together as a blended family. Man, we're working for one goal where this kingdom is going to thrive no matter what. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's, I know I'm getting beaten around the bush a lot, but it's like I said, it was just surreal. I couldn't believe it. Like I couldn't believe myself. I was like, how much I've grown to at least that point where I'm still growing now. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and you know, we were talking about you being married, but there are people who, you know, actually like, you know, fell in love and you know, for me, like my first time falling in love is, I was in junior high school, and her name was Chantel, and we met in my freshman year of junior high school. So then, I mean, we've been together even through like, I think it was like, senior year and everything, and things fell apart. Things fell apart. But, listen, I was in love. I mean, I was young, you know what I'm saying? But listen, couldn't nobody tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was for sure that me and her was gonna like end forever, but it didn't happen like that. It didn't happen like that. That's good. It was me being a knucklehead. I ain't even gonna lie. I was a knucklehead. And I didn't take it seriously as I should have. And it happens.
That's how we get the life lessons.
Exactly.
That's how you get life lessons.
We all learn from our mistakes. So
you have no choice.
Why we talking about life? This is pretty much what we've been talking about lately is building up to everything that leads to the main topic of the night, which is life. Mm-hmm. What does it mean?
What's your cornbread?
Life's a bitch and then you die.
So why are we speaking about life? Life, what does it mean, man? I mean, life means a lot of things, right? It's such a big.
I want my cornbread. And wait, I want my cornbread.
What I mean by life is much what you value. What you value. I know my hands all in your face and whatever, right? But what do you value in life? What does the word life really means to you? Before the viewers, before you guys answer, I actually want you to think.
I'm out there. I had one too. Good. You can go first this time, Judd.
But I respect. Nah, the reason why I was pointing because like my boy CJ up over there, he had some shit. He told me some shit the other day. We was in the group chat talking shit.
I'm going to touch base on that.
He dropped some shit on me, had me thinking, and I finally figured out what he meant by it. But I figured out what he meant, but I just didn't know fully what he meant. And it's like you said, if you what do you get out of life? And I was like, shit. And this was my exact words when he first asked me. Life's a bitch and then you die. He bust out laugh. He said, yeah, I understand that, but what else do you get out of life? I was like, I don't know, man. I ain't thinking no shit like that. Right. So he was like, life is like, basically he was like, life is like a foul.
Oh, wait,
and I was like, what kind of foul?
Before you do that, that's what I was going to get to. So before you do that.
All right, well, let me do my job then.
Yeah.
Right,
let him go. And then, I'm going to give my secret that I actually came up with this. But go ahead, Benji.
I'm about to say, for me, life is living in faith every day, man, because, faith is basically is blind, whereas you're following something and you're trying to build something with the belief that is going to manifest. So like basically like how Christianity, Buddhism, like how the different religions use faith to believe in God or believe in Jesus, believe in Muhammad, believe in Buddha, and you blindly follow that. To me, that's what life is like, when you blindly follow your plans and your dreams to manifest. And like he was saying earlier, as far as living with moms, building that foundation and basically building your castle in life.
Right. Exactly.
So that's how I feel about it with that, like, especially because, like I said, we got 3 little ones of our own, 13, 9, and 4. We want them to have faith that we're the best parents that we can be, so they can grow up to be the best people that they can be. So it's like the life is faith. So even if you don't follow a religion, you have faith that your life is going to turn out great. Your life is going to turn out good. You know what I'm saying?
So. Right. So now it's time to drop some G word and some knowledge on it. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to drop some knowledge real quick. But all seriousness though, this is for the viewers too. I want you guys to really think about this. All right? I want you guys to follow me. Okay? When you hear the word life, what exactly comes to mind, right? And I want you guys to think about this. You can answer it in the comments and things like that, and I'm gonna get to y'all soon. But the next question is, after that, what is the definition of a foul, right? And I know it's two different words, right? Life and foul, it doesn't mean anything together, right?
Two different words, but they still have
Two
the
different
same
words,
exact
right?
letters in them.
What is the definition of a file, though? A file is a collection of data stored in one unit. All right. So if you completely flip the first three letters of the word file backwards, what word do you get?
Life, baby.
You get life, right? And so
Kyle. Okay.
exactly, right?
I'm thinking something totally different. I was like FOUL.
No, that's how he got me. I was thinking like file on the plate, damn,
You know
brother.
what I'm saying?
When he was talking about a computer file, and once he said that, my brain
when he
just
said the definition, it just threw me off. Like,
file. You know what I'm saying? File. FILE, guys. That's what I actually meant. I'm sorry. My accent and pronunciation ain't the best. I'm sorry about that. But
that southern drawl.
But see, life is a big file, right? And that file is filled with choices, experiences, mistakes, memories, all the things that make you who you are, and but like a file that's in a computer, it's always something that needs to be either removed or updated. Sometimes you got to update files. Sometimes you got to remove them because it's too much for your computer to handle. And you simply pick and choose what you want to delete from this file, or what do you want to update in your file. Pretty much, basically, switching the word back around. You pretty much simply choose what do you want to release in life, and choose what you want to get better in your life. And some people might be affected by the things that you remove or update, but your life will work better that way. You have that power, and only you can wield it. Never give anybody the power to control or alter that file or life. All right. So that was my knowledge, and to be honest with you, I just came up with this 2 weeks ago, and I've been living by that for the last 2 weeks, and it's been a bliss for real, man. It's been like a whole different type of experience for me. Like, things don't bother me. Like, normal things that used to bother me don't bother me as much anymore. I stopped letting a lot of negativity bother me in an aspect where it actually affects my life. And
that's what I was getting to. That's what I was gonna get to when you told me that shit. Because like I had to turn. I actually sit back and think because I was puzzled. I had to really think about it. So I was like, all right. Then now I can explain to you what I learned from that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I updated my computer and deleting files. Fuck that. I'm doing both because at this point it's like I'm good, my kids good, and that's a goal of mine in life to make sure my kids are great before I leave this earth. So once I really manifested that shit and I just thought about it, I was like, you know what? I'm about to just stop doing toxic shit. Really. Like, it's no other way to look at it. Like, gotta stop doing the toxic shit I'm doing. Gotta stop being around negative people.
Yep. That's the main thing right there.
Yeah.
Like, gotta stop being around negative people, whether they're male, female, cousin, sister, brother, nephew, aunt, niece, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's just you gotta get rid of the negative people.
Yeah.
And once I start doing that, I figure I'll be able to manifest more positive results in my life.
Yeah, definitely. And listen, and guys, if this, you guys don't have to take this, method. You know what I'm saying? But if this method really helps you, I'm saying take some time to actually think about, what I said. Okay, and if you guys,
I definitely thought about it. I definitely did.
If you guys didn't understand or anything like that, definitely ask me, on Facebook, page, or on Twitter. You see it below. You can follow us on Twitter at BKE Podcast, or on Facebook at BKE Podcast, for information on the next podcast episode. But you can definitely ask me or us what did I exactly mean, and I'll be glad to to hit you with some knowledge again. But Benji, what I just said, like what did that grasp out to you? Like what brought out to you, the most about what I just said?
Well, being a computer guy myself, that's my line of work, which is hilarious. It makes a hell of a lot of sense. Whereas, like you said, it's things that we need to update, delete. Sometimes files get corrupted. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it made me think about a lot of the information and a lot of stuff that I bring in. So it's like it had me thinking, like, yeah, I'm pretty much just a big ass file cabinet with all these files that I'm bringing in, and a lot of that shit could be negative, it could be positive, it could be neutral, and it's up to me to determine how I want to basically get what I want to get out of life.
Get out of here.
It's okay.
Here's the little jump like y'all bad.
I'm bad. Hey, nah, you can't be having this grown teddy bear over here blushing now.
No bull, man.
Come on, man.
From the chocolate teddy graham to the graham cracker. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just here to drop the mic. I'm just here to drop the mic.
I gave it a cut. Now you done dropped the mic. See, dang, Nado, you on fire tonight? You on fire tonight?
Yeah, man. Listen, this goes out to everybody. We all going through some things right now, especially in this pandemic shit. Listen, don't sell yourself short. I'm sorry. Don't sell yourself short.
Or don't shit yourself too short for something.
Hey, you worth 80 million, not 40. Remember that.
But like with this pandemic and stuff, this is something that you really got to think about because this pandemic has altered everybody's life in a way.
Yep.
Regardless of if it's small, if it's big, if it's medium sized, pause. But
just like prom night.
Everybody ain't gonna hit them up and land on prom night.
But it's just all about with this pandemic, you have to figure out what is toxic. You have to figure out what is toxic in your life, and you got to get that toxicity out. Because this pandemic looks like it's not going to be over anytime soon.
Dude, they said the next 2 years, and then the way the numbers shot back up, they talk about another 2-3 years now. Like, who the fuck?
So I got a question. If I sage my house and my wife just falls out the door, does that mean she was toxic and she was the negativity in my life?
Maybe.
No comment. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Nope. My man raised a fool. I just act like one.
I play devil's advocate. Maybe.
Maybe.
Nah, she gonna beat my ass later. She abusive. But
not on camera.
You heard her.
She said not on camera. I heard that. But I ain't hear that. I heard it, but I ain't hear that.
She's allergic.
Oh, yeah.
To the sage.
Well, she's allergic,
Oh, she's allergic.
That's not it.
But yeah, like the thing about life is
that's the devil, bro. That's the devil.
Hey, yeah, I do call her Satan Jr. That's her name in the group chat.
Hey, man, I was just playing. You ain't supposed to tell me that part.
No, she don't care. She.
But the thing about life though, right, is, and people say, "Oh, life ain't a game." Listen, life ain't nothing but a big ass.
Life is a game of life.
I'm also Phil definitely made a game called life. I'm just saying.
Yeah, life is a game of life. If you think about it, you might have rode and plucked the card that gave you 3 kids.
It's nothing but a big ass maze.
Yep.
In that maze, you work your hardest to find out what's for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The maze is there. You might not know what's at the end of this maze.
Death.
But you do what you gotta do to find your way through. Yeah. I ain't gonna get the preaching up here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to set it off.
Come on now, Pastor. Come on now, Pastor TJ. Calm down, man.
Pastor TJ.
I'm not gonna do it.
Come on now. We don't need to church tonight. We don't need to
Deacon Benji and Deacon Judge trying to, we're trying to finish this out, Pastor.
Like Lalo Brown on barbershop too.
I don't need. I'm over here having a little sin right now. The word. Don't do that.
Hey yo.
But yeah, man. It's about life, man. You know, it's life. You know, and if you're going through something, you know, and you think you can't handle it, reach out to somebody. You might not think that you ain't got nobody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might not think you ain't got nobody. Some people don't have nobody to talk to. But if you guys are watching this, I'm just here to let you know that you can talk to us. You know, you can talk. You can talk to us, you know, to an extent, you know, but but definitely any questions that you guys have, again, it's down there at the bottom of the screen.
You get on my nerves, man. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Benji, man. Go ahead, man.
But yeah, man, oh yeah, I gotta tell you guys a funny story. It's a funny story. You know, just don't make me laugh though. All right. So,
it's already too late, bro.
How you gonna tell us don't make you laugh when you said it's a funny story?
Facts.
It's a funny story. It's a funny story. You know, just bear with me. All right. So,
we're gonna laugh.
See, so I go to the laundromat, right? I go to the laundromat, and on the laundromat, the big sign says, you know, please wear your mask, right? And so, you know, people, you know, when I walked in, I was like, oh shit, I almost got my mask on. Put my mask on, and I walk in, and literally, it's like 2 people I can count on my hands wearing masks. So now I'm sitting here like, damn, yo, it felt like a sweatshop in here. Everybody pores over. I don't want to catch the Rona. You know what I'm saying? But then I said, man, I already bought my clothes in here, man. So I might as well just go ahead and wash. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know what I should do. So I'm gonna put my clothes in the wash and everything. Put my clothes in the wash. Put this detergent in there, little fabric softener. You know, make the thing smell good over there. You know. But then, you know, the laundromat attendant, she walked past me. She says everything all right. Man, I looked to the side of me, and I looked behind me. She's right there. She ain't had no mask on.
Yeah.
So I said, actually, I'm having a problem. She said, what's the problem? You.
Damn. Damn. You see, I sat back like, damn. You.
She's like, oh, what's the problem? You don't have your mask on, baby. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I just left it in the office. Yeah. That you leaving it in the office probably infected 30 people. I just came in here to wash my clothes. I didn't come to wash my clothes and die. I mean, you know, you live life every day, but you know.
That's why you keep your mask on at all times, Brody.
Yeah, you know?
Her mask probably said yellow on that jump.
Dog, I like it's getting to the point, dog. You know how people like too. It's getting to the point, dog, bro. You know how people got the thingies for their glasses so they won't drop their glasses, the glasses strings. It's to the point, dog. I can literally sit here and tell you I know every bit of like 12 to 5 customers that come in my store daily with these things on their masks because they don't want to lose their mask. And it's a glasses, the thing that stop your glasses from hitting the floor when you take them off.
Hold on, wait. So,
but they just attach them to their fucking skull masks.
Here's the funny part of the story, right?
That should be so funny, bro.
There was a homeless man that was right outside of the laundromat, right?
He had a mask on. We both just had the same thing. He had
a mask on.
So he had his mask on, right? So
I'm dead.
he didn't have his mask on. So I seen him there, and I was like, you know what? I do got this half of Chipotle. Let me go ahead and give it to him. Kind of don't want to because I know I'm gonna be hungry earlier, but let me do my good deed for the week or whatever, you know.
I'm dead. I don't want no Chipotle.
You know, I gave it to him. I gave it to him, right? I said, man, here you go, man. You know, he's like, oh, thank you, God bless. I'm like, all right, cool. And I sat in the car, you know what I'm saying? I sat in the car, you know, just to wait for my clothes over there. I ain't want to sit in there no more. So, I go look at him. Look, he picking through everything, right? He picking through everything. You know what I'm saying? And he looked at it and don't make me laugh. That's what he got. He said, Shit, man. I was like, yo.
I knew it. I don't want this shit.
What the fuck you put on the sandwich?
It's Chipotle was all the way from
It was just a regular burrito. I don't put guac on my burrito. It was a lot. You know, I know, guys. I don't do
guacamole. Okay. It looks like puke to me. I'm sorry.
I'm the third one out the bunch. Okay, I don't like guacamole. I don't care. Kiss my ass.
No, I'm saying I can eat it, but please don't sit there and talk shit about it because I'm not gonna eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
somebody be like, "Oh, that looks like throw up." Oh, I don't want it now.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Exactly.
I know people probably watching this probably like, "He don't eat guac." Yeah, I don't eat guac. People.
Avocado from Mexico.
It's actually avocados from Peru now. You know they took
Mexico cut America ass off with the avocados. Motherfuckers don't know that. You better look at avocados, people. They don't come from Mexico no more.
It was crazy. So I felt like it was my duty to ask him, you know, like what wasn't wrong about the burrito. I got out. I said, hey man, everything all right? Would you want the rest of this Coca-Cola? Something wrong with the burrito? And
this is about to be funny.
It was dry.
I didn't know that, you know, he was
allergic to something.
I didn't know that he was you know, I didn't know that, you know, he was it was, I forgot what it's called.
Don't tell me that nigga vegan, bro. How you a vegan homeless nigga? Yo,
I thought he was about to say lactose intolerant. I thought he was about to say lactose intolerant. How you gonna give a homeless person something he's lactose intolerant? I have him shit everywhere.
When I got out, I forgot my mask, right? So when I got out, I said, everything all right? Everything all right? What you need? What you want, a Coca-Cola? What's wrong with the burrito? Literally, he put his mask down and said, don't make me laugh, yo. Don't make me laugh, bro.
Why you do that?
So,
why you do that?
And the first instance, I said, what the fuck?
Why you do that?
He said he had no teeth?
He said, nah. He didn't have no teeth. He had like 2 good teeth. You
tried to rip his last 2 teeth out.
So, hold up. So, you know, he goes,
this chicken too hard.
He goes, you forgot
to lose my last 2 teeth.
I said, oh, my bad, man. I went back to go get my mask. And so, you know, he said, yeah, man, I'm vegetarian. A vegetarian homeless. I done seen it all now. You know, goddamn it. You know what? I done seen it all now. A vegetarian, man, that's some crazy shit.
All I can think about is what choices in life he made for him to become homeless. Because you don't become homeless because you vegetarian. I'm
like I used to be the guy that says you can't be picky and you can't be homeless and picky.
Right, that's the winner, yo.
You know,
that ain't even funny, man. Dog, I never heard of a homeless person being vegan.
You know,
oh man,
chicken.
Anything to happen, you know,
right. No fish, nothing.
I don't that's some bougie shit. I don't know. I never seen a bougie homeless guy, but if I had to choose a bougie homeless guy, it's that guy right there. You know,
that nigga had Tommy Hilfiger on.
Like I didn't came across.
You gave him chicken and steak. You gave him a chicken and steak burrito. Try to kill that nigga, Joe.
In my life, I probably came across.
Try to kill me, young boy.
You got DJ in here. DJ, we were just talking about you earlier. Again, congratulations on the proposal to your lady. You know.
Oh, DJ.
So I came across 2 bougie homeless people in my lifetime. Right. This one I'm about to tell you guys about was 5 years ago, actually. This was 5 years ago, 2015. So I was walking down in Macpherson Square.
Oh, that's where they all be at.
Yeah.
So homeless people right there.
Homeless Central. Yeah, he's stupid.
So there's a guy with a sign. And so he says, spare some change, no cash, no coins, only checks. I said, get the
only checks, what?
Only checks?
Hold on.
Hey, he in Northwest, bro.
No. You never give a homeless person a check. I don't give a fuck if you wrote on it. You gonna add another zero to
it. Hey, bro, he said,
hell,
check. I said, bro. I said, bro, check. That man said no cash. He said no cash, no, nothing. Just I want check. I'm like,
next thing you know, that nigga say
I give you a check. I give you a check. You better check the next.
I take acorns and bitcoins.
Right. And nigga, wow.
That was some bougie shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, there are bougie homeless people out here. Okay.
But do you know the difference between?
I didn't see a homeless people who had a whole dumpster pimped out. It's right around the corner from me. I kid you not.
What part of DC you talking about?
Over here by Rhode Island. You know where?
Yeah.
You know,
I can imagine that. I can definitely imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you walk down the dead building where the T Street liquor store is.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you ride by there, I kid you not, it's like this real pimped out dumpster. You won't even think it's a dumpster. I had to roll around there. That's where the backside of the.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Forgot we were live.
Yeah, you did. You really did.
This ain't a family show, but damn, you know.
Well, we ain't a family show though.
But when you
facts, all the inbounds of this
you know how when you cut to the back and that's where all the chop shops at. You know what I'm saying? When you get
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
So when I rode around there, my mom said, "Oh, is that a dumpster?" I said, "No, that ain't a dumpster. That's a homeless man. It was literally a dumpster. It said waste management on the side."
You better check that Harold. Go ahead, DJ. DJ stupid. DJ stupid.
Hey man, check that Harold list, man.
Hey yo, hey, what happened? Hey y'all.
Come on, man.
And everything. He even had a lamp. He had a lamp. I'm pretty sure he had no power, but he had a lamp out there. You know, so
he probably had a generator.
I was about to say, and don't underestimate rechargeable batteries, bro.
Yeah. He had like a little street light. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that.
Little lantern with some rechargeable batteries. He good.
Man, bring his little homeless Jones over. Hey, baby, come on, you can come rest over here.
Watch this.
I was like, all right.
The homeless people out here. The homeless people out here ain't homeless.
Hey, just like DJ said,
I'm dead ass first.
Stay in your homeless lane. You know what I'm saying?
Nah. I'm dead.
Man, go ahead. But no, for real. Like the homeless people out here is different though. Like I'm out Maryland now, and out here they are bougie too, but they are different. They are different though. Mm-hmm. Homeless people out here they're not homeless. They're like more of a panhandler. This is their job.
Yeah.
I don't sit there and say I done seen this lady sit out on the corner. I go to work. Like tomorrow, I guarantee you, I go to work in the morning. She's gonna be there in the morning. I get off work, she's gonna be there in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But this broad will walk to a 2018 Volvo truck and drive the fuck off.
Bruh. Like people will sit out there for 8 hours straight. Because you think about it, you get 100 people or even 50 people to give you $1 an hour. That's more than what a lot of people make an hour anyway.
Right.
You know when you say handling, I know
that shit, and that's why I say Montgomery County, they trying to make that shit illegal out here. They trying to make panhandling illegal out here. Yeah. They are cleaning the fuck up out here.
You know what I'm saying? Over there in New York Avenue in the middle section and stuff, it's like 3 homeless people out there. One time I done gave a man like 3 quarters or something like that. It was some shit like that. It wasn't a lot of coins. It was just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Little you know what I'm saying? Little dressing, you know, but man, listen, man, it was crazy because when I gave one guy the coin, guy walked up to the next guy and dapped each other up like, yeah, nigga, you got that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got to get 2 211s, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, damn, you know, it really be like that out here. They working together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do.
Homeless bush, you know what I'm saying?
I do have a question for both of y'all though. It's gonna sound kind of fucked up, but
it is what it is.
Right. Do you, 1, feel bad for homeless white people, and then 2, do you give them money?
Fuck no and fuck no. How the fuck you fuck up that privileged money? How did you fuck up that privileged money?
That's exactly how I be feeling.
The fuck I would give you a penny. The fuck wrong with you?
How you fuck up white people, bro? Like that's
come on, man. These motherfuckers been helped in history 3 to 4 times in history.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck is you standing on the corner?
Yeah,
right. That boils my blood. I'm sorry. That did just make me a little mad. But that shit right there makes me mad. I wish the fudge cake I would, dog.
Man, it made me think of the Lovecraft John. I'm about to take this potion and take your skin, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? About to be white.
y'all put us in so much of a depression and all this bullshit that you motherfuckers can't even take advantage of the shit that y'all getting.
Mm-hmm. Come on, man. So, y'all know those, the homeless people who giving out the newspapers, right?
Yeah, that's actually a company that hires homeless people because it's a homeless newsletter.
So, the guy was giving out newspapers one day and he said, "Help the homeless help themselves."
Yep.
And at first I was like, "What the fuck that mean? You should be helping yourself from the get-go." That's just me. I'm just here, I'm just in your world, dog. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut,
Yeah. You want to say as much? I'm be honest with you. As much as I bash like some homeless people, I do my fair share, like work, like help the homeless. Things we should do to help the homeless walkathons. With that newspaper, like I said, they hire the homeless, and that's where they get the little phrase "help the homeless help themselves." Because the ones who actually want to work, they go there. They get the newspapers, and it's those are the ones that I don't mind helping out. Like if I see you sleeping in the corner, like with all your shit, I will give you the food that I just bought. Like I just happened this morning. We got breakfast right before I went to go get the test done, and I seen the nigga sleeping at the 7-Eleven. Like he was sleep right behind the ice. They got the outside ice joint.
Ice machine and shit.
Yeah, I was like, hey, bro, like I ain't even gonna fade. That's my favorite breakfast. It was corned beef hash, grits, and eggs. I was like, here you go, bro. Like, he was like, oh, this is food. Like he was like super excited. I was like, yeah. He's like, thanks, man. I was like, no problem, bro. Go ahead. Then the nigga that had that fucking Helly Hansen and Nike boots on, hey man, you got any change? No, cuz I ain't got nothing. Like, bro, how you gonna look better than me and ask me for change? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have a better coat than me and ask me for change.
Right.
One nigga, I was outside the Wendy's on Branch Avenue. Nigga had a motherfucking spider on. I was like, you asking me for food, nigga? I should be asking you.
What? You got a Helly ass on asking me for change?
Bro, the nigga had
that DC homeless is different homeless. I'm still walking around in my jacket from when I was fat. This joint looking like my daddy coat on me. This nigga got a whole spider that fit him perfectly. I'm like, bro, what you asking me for change for? Then he asked me, "Got to get him something to eat?" I said, "I just seen the person in front of me give you food. Why am I giving you more food?" Like, I mean, it ain't a problem. It does sound kind of fucked up, but it's like, you look, bro, you look better than me, bro. Like he was clean and everything. Like his beard was way shaped than mine. So I'm just saying. I take what I can give you and get the hell out of my face.
I ain't had no cash, and that nigga was acting like I couldn't give him nothing. I'm like,
that's a bougie ass homeless person then.
Fact.
So I'm gonna say this last piece and then we're gonna end it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
One time I went to McDonald's, and
you already know where this about to go.
Yeah, I went to the McDonald's on New York Avenue. If anybody
I already knew it.
The New York Avenue McDonald's, you know that shit get ratchet at nighttime.
Hell yeah.
So I go in McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? I order cheeseburgers and things like that. They got this thing where they serve, like breakfast items, at nighttime. So, the guy asked me, he's like, man, he got some change, you got some spare bills that I can have. I said, nah, man. I said, nah, man, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Just clean up there.
I walked off. But then I thought, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead. I went back in and I said, I said, can I get a coffee? Can I get a coffee and a McGriddle and a sausage McGriddle with the egg on it? And she's like, yeah. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I gave him the sandwich and the coffee. And this guy told me, he was like, oh, man, I was hoping he was going to give me the money. Motherfucker, I said, you know what? Give me this shit back. This motherfucker, you got me.
I wouldn't even want the sandwich after he touched it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he touched just the wrapper. You can't. Nah, I don't want that back, bro.
I gave homeless man. Shit.
All right, watch this. The fucked up thing is, I done seen that before.
Yeah, that happened to me.
I done had that happen to me before. I was at the Subway. They put tomatoes on my sandwich, and I didn't want them to throw the sandwich away. So I kept the sandwich, and they ended up giving me no. Like, you're not gonna throw the sandwich away you gave me, and because you put tomatoes on it. No, just give me my sandwich that you're supposed to make, and I'll get us to some. And just so happened I seen the homeless dude out there. I was like, dude, you hungry? Because you're not about to waste my money. I'll be up front with him. What you need? Money for beer? Like, what?
Right.
He was like, nah, I'm hungry. But I was like, all right, it's a sandwich. You got tomatoes on it. Oh, I don't want it. I bet. This boy was sitting next to him, was like, shit, get it.
Yeah.
This is the way you say it. I don't want it. You know?
Yeah. He was like, no, bro. He was being honest. And I accepted that. So I was like, I bet. His man was like, I'll take it. So his man saying, I guess his man, I always get a deluxe sandwich from Subway. You know, deluxe is double the food, double the no homo deluxe meat. So
you said that first.
I said that real quick. Yeah.
All the pause.
But I definitely about to get you.
So the old boy took the sandwich, right? He opened it up. I gave him the chips and the soda. He was like, "Damn, it's a big ass sandwich." Oh boy looked over at it. He was like, "Man, let me get a piece of that." He was like, "Shit, he gave to you first with your dumb ass." Picked the sandwich up and walked off on the nigga. Hey, Slim, I was dead, Slim. That was the first time.
That man said, "I'll be damned if I'm about to share this sandwich with you." Right. You just gave
that shit had me dead, Slim. That was the first time I seen.
Look, he said, "I don't want it." That nigga said, "I don't want it." That man seen that Whopper right there, that Krusty Krab sandwich.
I'm dead. He said, "Double C, we deluxe."
I swear that he sung a song and walked off on him eating that sandwich. I died laughing, Joe. I was like, "Oh,
that Krusty Krab sandwich glistening in the sun." He was like, "Man, let me give you that, man."
He said that I was listening.
And he was big mad too. You can tell he was mad because once he seen how big the sandwich was, he was like, "Man, let me get a piece of that." He looked at him and was like, "Nah, he gave it to you first." And like got up and walked off, dog. I died laughing.
You had a guy do the face with another thing, like, "Man, let me give you
that." That's that.
Let me give you that.
Read that, cuz. He was like, "Shit, he gave to you first, and he didn't want it." Fuck. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
Back.
But hey, man, listen, man. That is all that we have for you guys today, and I really appreciate you guys actually tuning in tonight. This has been a very interesting episode of tonight. It's been very great. Thank you guys for listening. Those who are still watching, you can catch us on Twitter at BKE Podcast or on Facebook at BKE Podcast. If you have any questions or information on the next podcast episode, again, thank you guys for interacting.
Peace,
Dougie. That's Benji. I'm CJ. You know, not that important. I'm just the guy that just do whatever he can do when I can do it. You know, things like that. You know.
Go ahead, man. I am.
Look, I'm just trying to cross all my I's and dot all my T's with some paint where it ain't. You know.
All right, man. Look, man.
Your I's and dot all your T's is what you just said.
He said that shit totally backwards like a motherfucker, but we gonna act like we ain't hear that.
You know,
it's not black people.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, y'all.
Shout out to our listeners. Shout out to the listeners tonight too. We ain't forget y'all. Nada.
Shout out
DJ.
And I definitely appreciate y'all. You know,
Nada took the first cup of the
weekend. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Don't get corona. You know.
Oh, wash your hands, too, man. Wash your nasty ass hands.
And peace out.
All right.